Yeah, oh, Prof here. And Gertrude is very sleepy from opening some new music that came in from Japan. Very sleepy. She wants scratches because it is time for sleep. But we cannot do that. And you're like, what? What? But you just shot another video. Why can't you go sleep with this cute granny kitten? By the way, guys, she just turned 15. Just a little while ago. Yep. So she is truly a granny kitty cat. Yep. What we have here for unboxing, oops, I just threw on the floor, is the Tactile Knife Co. Bexar Ultim. Or Bexar in Ultim. Really, look how slim that is. Super lightweight too with the Ultim. Great EDC pocket knife. Classic, I don't even know what you kind of call that blade style, but it's very classic. I got some from my grandpa with that same style. I'm more of a drop point kind of person. A thin drop point. I've shown some of those before. Even this is a little bit thicker drop point here, but it's a good shape. This is not an I mean, it could be an EDC knife, but this is a a proper knife. You can tell by hand size there. Also tactile in fat carbon purple. Oh, glorious. But Bexar are actually super nice. I don't know that I would get it in, because by default it comes in titanium or copper and brass for the scales. This Ultim, especially this was right when they came with the Ultim bolt too. They are a combo. Let me use this to open up our packaging over here next to Mrs. Trude. These blades from Tactile. This is not Tactile Turn. It's Tactile Knife Co., an offshoot of Tactile Turn. Same owner. I remember his brother or something like that. Somebody over there was like, we should make knives, or I think we could make a good knife. And they did. Way more than I would normally spend on a knife. This one was far more reasonable. What you'll see in here is one of the ones that's unreasonable. That's all I'll say. I personally, I don't know. Like, I obviously use them, because you've seen me use. Well, I have two on the camera here, and the purple guy is always on my desk. They have lifetime warranties, and they'll sharpen them for you. I don't remember if there's a cost for that or not. Yeah, but some of my seasonals that you've seen, yeah, those definitely are not daily drivers, I'm afraid. I've used them, and I've carried them, but, I don't know. It's, I mean, you know me, I generally, especially if, like, cutting open this package is fine. If I'm doing, like, what I normally do and have to do work things, I'm going to use something like this from Tactical Keychains. The Tuck, this is Tuck HD, because she's got the notch for the cable cutter there. Hook a piece of rope in there, or cut strapping on a box sort of thing. This is what I would use, because I am a lazy person, and especially when you cut cardboard a lot, this is not the right tool. You're gonna dull the hell out of that, and I hate sharpening. I have some better, not great tools. I want to get the one that's like a mini band belt sander to sharpen this up, but I have started sharpening this up, and I've been getting better. Like how many, like it's pretty sharp in certain spots, but I'm bad about consistency. And this is not the best steel to do it with either. This is my letter opener. That's normally what I would use. The QB knife. I just like the design. I agree. If you watch my opening of this, I don't like this open tang necessarily. Like, I like that it's full tang, but looks wise, it looks cool to have that. But like gripping it, no. I would rather grip the scale. King Arthur. Hey, dude. We're reviewing things. We're not even reviewing. We're opening. That's cat butt, guys. That's King Arthur cat butt. What are you doing, King, my boy? I'm trying to make a video. Yeah. King Artie, my dude. Hey, are you the big boy cat? Can you not be right there? Here, come here. Come here. Can you not be right there? Yeah. Come here. Come here. You can come here. Oh, you want ups. We can't do ups right now. I'm opening stuff. He wants to be picked up and snuggled. Like I said, it's time for sleep. But we need to do this. What do you mean by we need to do this? This in here is from eBay. I don't like buying from scalpers. I wouldn't consider this this seller a scalper. I have never been able to get some of the numbered pens. Now I have one of the numbered pens because I was quick draw. I got myself a Nebula, number 46 from, and I actually much prefer this Nebula. The first time I was like, why have I never, I love these Nebula ones. Why haven't I heard of it before? Well, the previous run of Nebula did not look anything like this glorious thing that you guys have seen. So this is my first numbered tactile turn pen that I actually myself managed to get. And generally speaking, tactile turn, if it's a limited edition, it doubles, right? So something like this guy, Montana Knife Co., $100, aluminum. Might be a little bit over 100 actually buying from them because, you know, I think originally these are 100 from Tactile. Well, not the aluminum; those might even be 80. But for example, these were going for 200 plus because they sold out literally by 11 a.m. Right? I missed one. No, I was on this one. I got it. This one I was on top of. This company makes EDC and knives, and they were stunned, aghast, shocked at how quickly this sold out. King Arthur, you can't go outside. It's like 4 a.m., dude. He's trying to get out my window, or he's at least pawing at it. They were aghast at how quickly this sold out, right? This is the aluminum bolt action with knurling Montana Knife Co. The Bernoulli, similar things happened with the Bernoulli. That was the one tactile turn. They've never made it in brass before, but they made it for Bernoulli. I commented on Instagram, actually, that I missed it. And I'm like, I really want one. When is this coming back? And they're like, oh, there's no guarantee. It did eventually, I believe, come back. So it wasn't a limited run. But I think it only did that second run. Same thing with Montana Knife Co. The second one sold. Running, those were over 200 on eBay. So you could play this. I mean, I guess if you want to be one of those guys, you could buy and sell Tactile Knife Co. stuff. Don't be that guy, though, please. But, I mean, people, obviously, like, they will buy the... I don't have one over here, I don't think. But, like, for example, the Techiform. That was a $100 pen in that blue X-ray sensitive plastic that they make. They use in food facilities for manufacturing food. Also, they use it in prisons so that they can scan to make sure, because people would break off food trays and like make them into knives and shit. Well, now that the plastic has metal in it, they can X-ray or metal detect them and get it. Kind of cool of an idea. That was $100. Those were going for minimum 200. Bid, like, you know, bidding on eBay, or buy now, most for $250, right? So with my Bernoulli, I posted on, I can get the Bernoulli, but I posted on Instagram in the comments of the thing where they said they sold out, like, hey, I really want one of these. When are they coming back? Because knurling is awesome. I have the matching screwdriver for this. And we had a bro in the community that reached out. And that bro had bought one for his buddy because he knew his buddy would want it. However, his buddy really wanted it and had already bought one for themselves. So this guy, being the awesome guy, part of the obviously the EDC and pen community, sold it to me for cost. Like, he wasn't even going to charge me the shipping he paid for it. And I was like, no. Charge me what you paid plus shipping. Like, that's how nice of a guy he was. And that's what I did. Like, when I had the G10 that David wanted, the G10 Olive, and they were completely sold out. I would much rather sell it to him than I could have easily sold it for double on eBay. But I'd have to ship it, sell it, etc., right? And actually, I'd offered it on Instagram. We had one person that was interested, but David's like, no, I'm going. I'm like, hey, if I don't have to ship it, I won't. But I was willing to sell. I sold it to David for cost, and same thing for the guy on Instagram. I told him, he's like, oh, what you want for it? You give me like this much? I'm like, no, I'm going to sell it to you for what I paid. Like, obviously, it will include tax, shipping, all that stuff. Just take the amount, and then add the new shipping to it, and that is what you get it for. And I'm like, but I do have like, one friend, and he was cool with it. He's like, hey, if he doesn't have it, I will pick it up. That's the way it should be. Not this scalping nonsense where the instant it sells out, or even when it doesn't, they double it. And if you're wondering, why do I want this guy? Alright, so we... device too hot, video quality reduced. Well, we overheated before, and I was going to try again because, look, you can kind of see what's there. Because I thought it was because Resilio Sync was syncing over the previous big video file we recorded for the music. But no, I think it's just overheating for 4K. Well, guys, that reminded me, because of how long it took to transfer, we were only doing 55 megabit a second generally. Because I can, like, the Pixel 7 Pro can go on 6 gigahertz because it is Wi-Fi 6E, but its range is shit. I had to take it off. So hopefully, Pixel 9 Pro, yes, the small one, because the big one's now the XL, and I could finally get the Pro, and supposedly, because the another reason why I didn't get the 8, still overheated when shooting 4K. Of these, look at that animal up there. What are you doing, dude? You just hanging out? Huh? Okay, Arthur? What are you doing? I don't know why it suddenly stopped focusing, but yeah, we gotta let this thing cool down before we can shoot any more videos. Supposedly, though, the Pixel 9 Pro, they have resolved that. I don't know if they said that. They at a minimum made it better. And we're back. Let's get this going and rolling and going and rolling. I gotta take my sleeping meds because otherwise I never get to sleep, guys. Let's get loopy. All right. So, we were going over I managed to get a Nebula numbered pen. 46 was actually one of the numbers I picked up the previous night. Look at that beautiful pen. Well, I've been keeping my eyes on how we got into the costs of aftermarket secondhand pens was these. the first one of the numbered pens that I saw that I truly liked and was truly trying to get before I realized it was basically impossible to get them was Dark Matter. And this was with the Bolt. These are, however, side clicks. This one is number 42, Dark Matter 42, and they're still at this point they're still issuing the metal card. This guy did have a standard bolt as well. I was not able to get that. Oh, and I don't know if you saw earlier, but King was trying to get this rubber band. He could smell it in the plastic, and he was trying to get it already. So I gotta do away with this immediately. No rubber bands. If you got cats, they for some reason love them. So this is, I will have to go double check the pictures to make sure, but he kept them bound together. This is Dark Matter side click number 41, 42? I was going to say 41, from March of 2023. Now, this is not, like, the original one I wanted was the Bolt, the original launch. I mean, we're talking, like, probably near, maybe not 5 years ago, but close to it when they first started doing them. This one, for me, is a bit of a harsh line on the tip. I tried to avoid that with my Nebula. If you look, on certain angles, you can see a little bit of a line, but from the part you hold, you can't. Now, some of these are really, really cool. Got macro mode on here. So some of these are super duper cool. You see that line? I try to avoid this, but this was secondhand. You can see it's new enough to have the newer clip here. Device is hot. Yeah, it's never not gonna be hot. So when I got my Nebula Bolt from the latest one, I wanted to do the standard. That's the size I like. If you notice down here, there is a little bit of silver on certain angles, but then other ones it goes away. And if you look at this, the angle you see, which is right there, just beautiful. It does get a little bit like on the back side of the clip, but hey, I'm not a lefty, so I don't see that part. I prefer side click, or I prefer side clicks. So you guys are like, why are you like, oh, Bolt? Well, the Bolt was just the original for me. For Dark Matter, but I love, like, this was the first custom one from them that I saw, and I'm like, it's gorgeous. And I was able to get all of these items in here, and he had a short bolt. Didn't want that one. Prior to this, he did sell at $300 a standard length bolt. I still think that's the longest or the most popular of a lot of these custom pens is the bolts, even though I prefer the side clicks. And the full length is still definitely the most popular, and I only want full length for the most part. I do have that one mini because I had never had one of those before, and it was a exclusive to people who had bought as their Black Friday. This is from the same batch. Hoping that wasn't the case. I think a lot of his stuff was the same time. This guy ended up buying them secondhand himself, and it was actually his wife, super nice, who sold it to me. What I did is I saw these lists 3 times in a row and not sell. The only one that sold was the standard bolt, and that sold it. There was only one bid on it. I was about to bid on it. I was in the middle of something for work, and I didn't. So this one I think looks cooler. It's almost like an oil slick style. Now, they do have one called oil slick, so that is not this one. I think that's more of a green. But that sort of... But if you see here, there's still definitely that line. Very uncommon to not get that. So neither of these two would have probably been ones that I focused on getting. But you can see this one's never been used. Still has the... Look at that on the back side, that blue. This one's definitely a better looker than the other one, but you can still see that harsh line. I try to avoid that. Some of them show up worse or better than others. You can see Tactile Turn 2023 in there. It has the new one, or the new clip on here, but specifically these dark matter ones are beautiful. I still would like to get a bolt. I wish I would have caught it soon enough with him, or with them, to get it. But basically, I saw these list 3 times not sell, and they lowered the price twice, I want to say, and the last time I noticed they didn't lower it again, and that's when I knew I'm in. You got a whole bunch of these. I want them. I didn't want the short one, but what came up on the 3rd time, and I'm guessing they have to sell it for some reason, or maybe he's not into them anymore, or maybe like he thought he was investing or something like that, because these could be worth more, but I don't know if eBay is the right place. I think for a lot of these, when Tactile Turn, like I said, they normally go for double. These at 300 were double, and that's pretty standard. One sold, and that was the bolt. These then were down at 275, listed twice, did not sell. I'm interested. Like I said, I wanted the bolt, but I wasn't quick enough on the click clacks while I was working because of when it ended. Now the last one is this one right here. And you're like, oh, how do you know you were doing it with the wife? Well, because what I did is I saw these 3 items on there, and sent him a message. Just winged it. I was like, hey, I saw you list these again. I'm interested in all of them. Can we do a deal? Right? Can we do a deal? And she was for it. I'm guessing she might be the one getting him to sell some of these items. Now, normally I would not keep the insert, but this is a numbered dark matter, so I will be keeping the insert. 526 at 23, so this is Rockwall Thumbstud. You've seen me, I have a bunch of those. Tanto, which I think is a lot of people's preferred one. Check. This is beautiful. Look at that. And if you're running, that's how the original bolts looked. Was exactly like this. And this is one I don't have. And you're like, what do you mean you don't have? This is smooth. Like, no, because they want to show off the dark matter. And you're like, why are you making a big deal of it? Well, I don't have a duplicate then. Here's what I mean by that. Here's an original. And this is in Nautilus. Original Tactile Turn, just like their pens. Standard drop point. Not like the exact, actually, I don't know if that's, I think it's a drop point, but it's got a little bit of hunty bit on the top and towards the tip, because it's got that little cut there. Okay, so we've got that. Then next we have the, I don't know what you know, like dimpled golf ball-esque, and it should be because this is fairway. I don't know if this necessarily matches the pen as much. They wanted to add the accents. I think the pen's combination of basically the pen's green, the clip is yellow, and the button and screws are white, if I recall correctly. This green on this flat surface does not. It's like a metallic. It does not pop as well on this flat surface compared to the pen. Same thing with the Nautilus. The pen is gorgeous. There's this blue-green hue, very hard to kind of show you. On the pen, you constantly see it because the pen is rounded, right? And then the third one I have, which is the pen in general is beautiful. I actually think the knife turned out themed better. And this is for the, I want to say Everest. I might be getting that one wrong, but it's got their topographical mill job on the scales here, right? So that's why I'm pumped, because the one that I'm missing in their design so far is just their flat smooth, and you can tell it's flat smooth. No milling on that. Flat smooth catch on the other side. Whereas all these other ones have either design, the dimpling, or like the normal one has the circles because of tactile turn. So I truthfully think of all three, this is the one that looks the most beautiful here. Is the knife. They got that perfect. Needs a little bit of break in. It's real tight. But and Gertrude wants her attention. It just actually feels really solid with that smooth sides on it. This is by far like of the three, the best of them in my opinion, like the best one to get. Now, like I said, the dark matter I have been trying to get for quite some time and have not been able to. Like, I want to say dark matter was one of their first numbered pens like this. I don't want to say the first. I believe there were some before then, but pretty close to. And I always thought that design was super duper beautiful. This guy obviously, he said he picked him up secondhand. Because I was like, hey, like when they're asking for a little bit more than I wanted to offer, I was like, well, do you have the receipts? Because I'm like, they have lifetime warranty. That would make it easier on me. He's like, yep, I ended up getting those secondhand myself. So, like I said, he had a lot of dark matter stuff. Like, so what I did is I cut a deal with him. I'm like, I saw these list once, not even get a bid or an offer. Then list lower twice, not even like, I think there were 2 views on them or something, right? Now I have for the dark matter ones, I have like tactile dark matter as like a notification term in eBay. So that's how I knew they were there. Then this came and went once, the knife. That was not lowered. But what I was like, hey, I want all 3 of those. I saw they didn't sell multiple times. Do you want to do a deal? Right? Because I don't want to be scalped out the butthole. I didn't tell him that. But I was saying, like, I really like the design, but generally I don't like paying more than what it was originally. And if you take this and you look at how much they were new, they definitely got their tax, shipping, and then you gotta remember there's not PayPal fees in this case, but eBay fees, which are like, I think they're 10 to 12% now on eBay. It's ludicrous depending on what thing you're in. They definitely still made some, but it wasn't a 2x by any means. And I kind of walked, because I was asking her on it, and he's like, you know what? She's like, you know what? I'll ask him. And I was like, I appreciate it because I am really interested in these, but I don't want to pay that full price. She asked, and they're like, oh, well, they came back with the number a little bit higher than what I wanted. But I still ended up getting like I said, it's more than new retail on them, but not the crazy, nowhere near the, like, normally if that was $150, it'd be $300. I didn't even pay the $275 they were asking. I did end up paying that on eBay terms for these 2 because they lowered this because that had more headroom on it, the knife. So, and I told her, like, hey, this is how you're going to do it. You're going to add best offer options to these and accept my offer. Because they had them up as bid only. And I didn't even, like, because you could have saved some money, like, not going through it. I didn't even want to do that. Most people don't want to do that. I was just like, yeah, I'm actually interested in this. And I was like, you got 2 options here. Relist it as, like, a bundle, as one SKU. And she's like, I really don't want to mess with that. And she's like, how about this? Because I was like, enable best offer so I can offer you the amount. Like, you can leave the total at what you would like to get, but then I can offer you what I would like to pay that we already agreed on in messaging. She's like, instead of that, she enabled buy now on the pens and enabled best offer on the knife, I believe, or maybe best offer, because I don't think you can do bid and I didn't know you can do bid and buy now. Maybe she did that way. All I know is that sent in offers, all my offers were accepted, and this is the one that actually got decreased. So this ended up being less than a pen, which it shouldn't be, but that was just the easiest way to do it because there was enough headroom on this to decrease the cost far enough to the value that we agreed at. So like I said, I definitely I paid more than you would have had you managed to get in there. But if you account for tax, shipping, because Tactile, it's so weird. Some of these premium companies are the ones that know, like, oh, yeah, we'll never give you free shipping because they don't have to. They don't have to entice you. Like, you're there to get a rare item. So you pay your shipping. It's usually not even particularly fast shipping. Oh well, it's kind of like when you buy like directly from Snap-on or other like manufacturers where like shipping's like you're paying full true freight rates for this stuff to come to you because you're not a company, you're not a service, because normally they would send it to their like distributor who would send it to you or whatever, so you're paying, or they know companies will just pay for it because they want it like that. Then you toss that 10+% eBay on top of here. I don't know what it is for this. It's usually at least 7 point something at the very, very, very low end. But I've seen 12 point something, I think, on like cell phones or something like that. Like, they're really just gouging you. See, this is why I'd rather sell it even at not like a loss, like I will lose money, but like at a significant discount to a friend so that they can be like, here's cash. And I don't have to deal with any of that, and I don't have to deal with shipping it. But stack that up there. To be truthful, I don't even know if they necessarily got that much off me. But he did get his money back easily, unless he paid way overpriced for those. But I don't think so. I do wish I had the bolt that he had. Like I said, that one actually went for bid. Was at 300. Started bidding at 300. And there were some bids I really should have hopped on that, but I did miss it. Also, like I said, I don't want to pay scalp prices. I didn't have to with this combo. And this knife, I wasn't even out for the knife because, like I said, these had already not sold twice. Then when they got relisted that third time, or no, the previous one, they listed, like, bidded once. It might even been 4 times they were up. Like, I've been watching over a month. And you can kind of do that, guys, if you're running. And hopefully people, if they're looking to move them, they'll reduce the price, which they did. And then they went up again. And the last time they didn't reduce them anymore. Obviously, because they're kind of going below market value. And if you're $50 below market value, somebody's just going to snap it up and relist it. So you don't want to do that. But then I'm like, hey, I'm willing to buy all of this. Can we cut something? Because I would like those substantially. And we did. So that is how you should do business, in my opinion. You don't always have to give people deals and whatever else, but I appreciate when you work with me. You guys, they got rid of their stuff. It came to a home that it will probably never leave because, like, as cool as the W looks, and it actually does look awesome, these guys here with the dark matter were my first love of the numbered ones. And to be truthful, like I said, this knife looks exactly like I remember those original bolts being. So normally I don't keep boxes, but just like with the Nebula that's right over here, I gotta find a proper place to put it away. These will be a box I am keeping. So let me know which of the 2 pens you prefer and what you think about that knife. That knife feels really, really good in the hand with those flat scales on there. Just solid, and the design on it, beautiful. All right, well, I'll let you guys out with Mrs. Gertrude. Gertrude. Oh no, something's coming. Donut, donut, donut.